Hey friend, welcome back to my channel. We got to get into some more ratchet ass tea. Now what the hell is TS Madison and Tasha K going back and forth about, like for about the whole past 6 months? Ciao. So TS Madison and Tasha K have really been getting into it for like heavily for like the past few months that I know of. And it all stemmed from Tasha K basically coming for TS Madison's gender. So Tasha K purposely more or less came for TS Madison and was just like, you know, calling her a man and all of that. So you knew that was already going to be some beef. And if you know anything about TS Madison and that mouth, you already knew she was going to light that ass up. And that's pretty much exactly what happened. So it was like a whole thing with Just Hilarious and Tasha K. That's where it started out from. And Just Hilarious had made a comment about transgender women, and just like the whole thing of them, you know, consider themselves to be, you know, real women without being, you know, biological. And then now biological women are now being called cisgender, and just a lot of people have a problem with that. And I'm not gonna lie to you, don't call me no cisgender nothing, because I'm just a whole ass woman, okay? Period. So I'm gonna just give you the whole rundown before I include my opinion or my perspective. So after that was said, with Tasha K really linking up with her ops, which was Just Hilarious at the time, just to make it seem like it was just women supporting women moment, you know, to come together and get together on TS Madison, excuse me. So then TS Madison then in return was talking about Tasha K's kids, the way they look, so on and so forth, yada, yada, yada. A lot of the stuff we even heard come out of Jaguar Wright's mouth. So you came for her gender, she came for the shit that came out of your gender. And that was just that on that. And that was a low blow. Like, she talking about the size of the kid head. You got him over in Africa with these flies playing and chasing after giraffes. It was bad. It was bad. It was just like, girl, it was bad. So for me, when it comes to like roasting and talking about people, like, once you come for my family or you come for anything that I love, there's no rules, there's no like, I'm coming for you, I'm coming for your kids, I'm coming for everything that you love. And that's just me. I'm hood, I don't know. Like, just where I'm from, there's no rules when it comes to like roasting somebody. So do I feel like it was a low blow? Yeah. It's all just really fair game to me when it comes down to that. Now let's get into the talk about misgendering, transgender versus biological women. My thing, for me personally, I don't like the era that we're living in where we're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, we're trying to redefine what it already is. I have no problem with you being what you want to be, but you don't get to redefine what it is that I am. I'm a biological woman. You're going to call me and address me as such. If you want to be called a woman, whether you're biological or not, that's your personal business. I'm not going to disrespect you, but I do find it, because I am a biological woman, because I am a female, I find it rude as hell for you to just come along and start calling me some shit I ain't never been called. It's all just really fair game to me when it comes down to that. Now let's get into the talk about misgendering, transgender versus biological women. My thing, for me personally, I don't like the era that we're living in where we're trying to reinvent the wheel. Like, we're trying to redefine what it already is. I have no problem with you being what you want to be, but you don't get to redefine what it is that I am. I'm a biological woman. You're going to call me and address me as such. If you want to be called a woman, whether you're biological or not, that's your personal business. I'm not going to disrespect you, but I do find it, because I am a biological woman, because I am a female, I find it rude as hell for you to just come along and start calling me some shit I ain't never been called. That's just, I don't know. I just think that that's the thing that bothers me. It's like, okay, chill out. All right, noisy. It's like when it comes to the LGBTQ plus community, and I hope I said that right. If I didn't mean no disrespect, and I was not trying to be funny. And yes, I should know if I'm going to make reference to that. So if I said it wrong, please just don't come for me. I was not trying to be no type of way. I swear. I just don't like that they can say, it seems like they can say whatever they want to say in terms of talking about other people's identity, sexual orientation, but then when it comes to them, they can't take. It's like you can say whatever you want to heterosexual people. You can say whatever you want to biological women. And it's just like, excuse me, no, that ain't how this is going to go down. And we have a right to feel that way. And I don't like that it's been made for us to feel, when I say us, I mean heterosexual people, I mean people who are biologically what they are, instead of being a transgender. It seems as if that we cannot have an opinion, and that if we have an opinion that's in opposition to how they feel and what they represent, then it's hate. And it's like, it's not hate, or it's a phobia. I'm not scared of anything. To have a phobia means that I'm afraid of something, that I'm petrified. I'm not petrified by the way that you decide to carry yourself or your sexual orientation. It's just, I don't agree with it. This is a opinion of mine. So it's like, and then off of the heels of that, there's been laws and things that have been created to protect the sanctity of them being able to say whatever they can say and we can't. And that's just the thing. I just feel like we got into a place where it's very unbalanced and unfair. I would say just me, just as a person, I don't think that that's right. I don't think that that's fair. I don't think that we should be, those of us who feel the way that I feel should be labeled homophobic, to have a phobia. So if you have anything in opposition within reason to say, then it's hate speech, and then they put all these laws to protect that. And they did that before they made any reparations for those of us people of color for all of the things that we was, But there have been no laws put in place for people of color. So it makes you think what's really behind the agenda, and that there is an agenda intact. Because we got Asians that got laws and protections placed around them, everybody before us. And when I say us, I mean us, people of color, black people. That's crazy to me. That's crazy too. As a woman, I don't think that is right for anybody to try to redefine who I am, what I am, and label me as such, because that makes you feel comfortable and okay with who you are. But then I'm just left to just feel with it, whatever, right? Nah, those are the things that I have a gripe with that. That is the thing that I have a gripe with. I don't have a gripe with anybody who want to cut off their dick, sew up their pussy, swap out a body part. That's on you. You want to endure the pain. You want to go through that because that's what you really want out of life. That's your personal business. But please don't project your insecurities onto other people who simply just have opinions that have already been living this life as a certain way, but you want to feel comfortable. So I got to be cisgender. I'm not your cis. You ain't finna genderize me as anything other than calling me a her, she, woman. Period, at the end of the day. And that's just how I feel about it. So getting back to the conversation at hand, was Tasha K wrong? I heard someone make a comment and it was like, just pay attention to how our country is ran. Our country is ran by men, right? Okay. Who are we having the biggest problem with this whole gender thing that we hear on a more frequent basis? Is the men to women transgender. So at the end of the day, I hate to say this, but no disrespect to anybody who wants to identify as they may, but you can't change your DNA. You can't change the fiber of your being on the inside. You can't cut it out, rearrange it, so the fiber of your being is still a man, and you're entitled as a man. And that is the thing that I feel like is going on. Like, we just have to call a thing, and that's why I love Flame Monroe, and that's why I love TS Madison, because they real about who they are. They ain't trying to fake the funk and I really hate to say it, but it be like men and their egos. Like, and that's the part you can't shake no matter what the identity is. You should be so comfortable with yourself and the decisions that you made for yourself that it shouldn't matter what anybody else thinks. It shouldn't matter what anybody else feels. As long as they're not disrespecting you, as long as they're not harming you, you should not care. You should carry that confidence in who you are instead of just trying to make it seem like we're all equal. Because at the end of the day, we're not equal. And that's life. A woman is not equal to a man. A man is not equal to a woman. Okay? And we're not even equal amongst all of the nationalities and ethnicities that exist. So why would it be for y'all? Just because you decided that you wanted to change your sexual orientation. Come on. Like, come on, you're not even being realistic. That is not how these things work in life. This is life. It's not a personal opinion. Just look around. This is life. It doesn't just change for you. I don't feel like anybody should be disrespected outside of what they want to be, who they feel like they are. I don't agree with that. And I feel like Tasha K is wrong because the way she went about doing it and where it derived from, it stemmed off from a place of evil and hate. And for that, she wrong. Was TS Madison wrong for really coming back at her? I personally don't think so, because I'm just kind of ratchet like that in that way. And like I said, you come for me, it's no holds bar. Ain't no rules after you done came for me. I'm gonna come for everything that is of you. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. So my personal opinion, I really just kind of I really uber mess with people like Flame Monroe. Real people, they just real and real grown. And I like T.S. Madison, I really do, because I don't feel like either one of those individuals are trying to fake the funk or be something they're not. They're very honest and transparent about what they are and who they are, and I fuck with that. I do. So that's really just that on that. I don't get with the whole narrative of trying to discredit women. You know, it's just a very egotistical thing to do and a very manly thing to do. Just respect, everybody needs to respect everybody for who they are. If you cannot create life, okay? If you can't cycle on and off of having a cycle and having a menstruation that actually enables you to create life, then we're not the same. It don't matter if we look the same. It don't matter if we can lay on the same table and get the same surgery. We not the same. And the same goes for a man. We'll never be a man. And a man biologically will never be a woman. A woman biologically will never be a man. But we can be comfortable with whatever it is that we want to identify with and want to be called. And that's just that on that. And that's just my opinion on that. Don't mean to offend nobody, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and we gotta stop sugarcoating shit just to make other people just feel comfortable. Come on, that's really whack. Like, we gotta grow. Everybody just needs to be comfortable with what God created them to be. Even if you feel like what you were created to be, you ended up in the wrong body. Still, go on, moth. Still, respect other people. Don't try to discredit people to make yourself feel comfortable. Don't try to dim somebody else's light to make yours project brighter. Don't do that. Let's all respect each other, okay? And that's really my take on it, okay, friends? So let me know what you think in the comments below. I definitely want to know what you guys think about this. And share if you care. And if you have not subscribed, T-Gang, what you waiting on? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And to all of my new subscribers, I love you so much. And I'm going to call y'all back. Peace.